If you're watching this and you're in sales, I've got some tough love for you. Nobody cares about you. Not your teammates, not your customers, not your prospects, certainly not your competition, and probably not your management. But you know what they do care about? Closing business, getting sales. And if you aren't doing that, you won't be there long. You know how I know that? Because it happened to me. It absolutely happened to me. I've been selling pretty much my whole life. My first job was 1962. I was 10 years old, working at a hot dog stand in Skokie, Illinois. And I think I was the first person to say, "You want fries with that?" The first upsell. I had sales jobs throughout my high school and college years, graduated with a degree in psychology, worked for some technology companies. I even worked for EMC as employee number 56 before they were bought by Dell Computer for billions of dollars. So I've learned a lot along the way. After that, I started my own company in 1986 and ran it for about 20 years. I was part salesman, part CEO. But after about 20 years, I hit the wall. I just couldn't do anymore. I was literally out of gas. And not only that, I don't even think I had any oil in the engine. But I had 4 children who depended on me. I had a mortgage, I had bills, probably just like you. Giving up was not an option. I had to figure something out. So I went to go see some people, and amazingly, maybe not amazingly, I was diagnosed with job burnout and clinical depression. I was at the end of my rope. I realized I had to make some changes. So I walked away from the company right before, I tried everything. I tried laying off staff, and I didn't do that gracefully at all. I pressured customers. I made more calls. It didn't help. I was bleeding cash. I needed to do something. I needed to simplify. That was the best piece of advice I got, and it's one that I'm going to give you as well. When you're in a crisis, and I was in a crisis, simplify. So I walked away, and I started working for other companies. And I stumbled across an entrepreneur who was in a similar situation as me, who had walked away from high-tech companies and started studying all the great philosophers from Socrates all the way through Dale Carnegie and Tony Robbins and everybody who preached about making yourself better, being the best you can, closing the gap between where you are now, regardless of where that is, and where you can be. Closing that gap between where you are and where you could be. And day by day, breath by breath, I got better. I started making more money. I wrote a sales book. I wrote a sales course. I was on a roll. I was doing great. And then I had another obstacle. I was told that while my heart was fine, I needed to replace a couple of valves. I was 69 at that point, and they just worn out on me. So on June 17th, 2021, they literally sawed my chest open, stopped my heart for a couple hours, did their work, repaired a valve, and replaced another one. And I came through it okay. But on June 18th, I was a different person, mentally and physically, and I was filled with gratitude. And part of that gratitude was knowing I had to take what I had learned in the time that I left my company and my sales job there and give it to other people. And that's what this course is about. It's about making you better mentally and physically, multiplying it against the sales skills that you already have and making you the best salesperson you could possibly be to earn the most money. It worked for me, and I know that it can work for you. This course isn't about sales strategies or techniques or closing or prospecting or answering objections. I'm giving you that all free in the book that I wrote before. It's huge. It's 262 lessons on everything there is to be about sales. But if you aren't your best, if you're not feeling well, if you're too tired, if you're sluggish, if you're worrying all the time, you can't make as much money. You can't be the number one salesperson. It's just literally impossible. And I know that because I lived it. And now I want to share it with you. I would love to see you be successful using some of these things that I learned. So go ahead, click the link below, get the course, and if you're not happy, if these things aren't working for you in 30 days, you apply the things that I give you. And by the way, they're all free. All the advice I give you, you don't have to spend a dime on anything that I'm suggesting. But you can transform your life. But if you're not happy in 30 days, you just let me know. Send me an email and I'll send you your money back. I don't want the money at all. By the way, I sent all 4 of those kids through 22 years of private and public education. They graduated debt-free, and I gave my daughter the wedding that she wanted and that she deserved. You can do the same. So go ahead, join up, and I look forward to seeing you in the course. Thanks.